Hello and welcome to Martian Enterprise Tournament Workshop. We have Silver, Shadow, Malanta, Peasant. And people want Scavenger, people want Scientific, but they don't have it. They have Expensive though. Expensive is a flexible HQ because they have so many claims, or 4 extra claims compared to others. And with claims you can do a lot of things. So what found that would be great? There's a lot of oxygen and basalt found, so you can always go for that. I don't like starting as a robot and starting in a non-basalt field. Elite is a good choice. And expensive as Lee Shadow in the point spot we pointed out. One thing I would like to point out is that I would like to see, if they can, I would like to see them go for basalt plus oxygen spot, which should be a bit more southwest of where Peasant found it, which is also extra great because he can take advantage of this pollution habitat. Malanteo goes for another elite near oxygen and basalt. And Silver is making some steel.
An expansive HQ has been upgraded.
Oh no, my voice is not in a good condition.
An elite HQ has been upgraded.
Okay, sorry if I don't speak much.
The black market is online.
So, what do we have? The Shadow going for double solar condenser. I don't like it because solar condenser is a slow building. It only works half of the day. And oxygen price is not great. I would rather see a glass kiln or carbon. Malanteo goes for carbon. And has 1 ion collector. And the Silver goes for a black magic power plant. Imagine the world where Silver founded well, it's not that dramatic expression. If Silver founded near this basalt, this nuclear plant would have gotten adjacency from this platform, and a nuclear plant with 2 basalt platforms nearby does actually make more power than a geo. So that's one thing to keep in mind of. Okay, Merlonto making more steel, which means more power consumption. And Silver is going for a second power plant, which is mutinid. And the Shadow is in a great spot in terms of power. Yeah, power is going to be very, very expensive, so you have to think about going to power, and thankfully, if they have secured moneymakers, steel is cheap. So currently that is glass. If you make glass, you can make all the buildings you want, and it's not going to be difficult. Okay. Peasant has, yeah, this is a lot of power consumption. So let's Shadow going for second geo. I wouldn't mind transition from this solar condenser into double nuclear plant. Although, yeah, the price is rising here. peasant goes for a pattern. So a pattern app. Peasant likes to display. Go to early pattern app. It slows peasant down usually, but given the chemical price, it might work out. The problem is peasant does not have a good way to make money. Steel is very cheap, and iron or fuel is very cheap, and that's all peasant is making basically. So going for this pattern, although it's a strong pattern, it's going to slow the upgrade even more. So you have to be careful. Silver first par money, followed by Lichero.
Let the bidding begin.
So what I expect is that because peasant is going to be slow in upgrade and also has a lot of debt, he will lose to this power race. And it also means that peasant is going to be very cheap. So other people, if they make a lot of money in HQ 4 or 5 with rising markets, which is food, steel, glass, and potentially chemical, they can even consider buying peasant. And that's 2 extra claims, a lot of stock price boost, and potential great sub if peasant keeps pushing these patterns. So par money is going down, and when you see this very low steel price, it's often a good idea to get into those market or even scrap out of steel, because you can buy steel.
The black market is online.
I like the shadows going into triple food, but it's also going to make this water price very high, and this cannot be supported for long. So with this upgrade, the shadow should get into water processor, and to support it they need ion collector. So I like this move, but they have to do it fast. Water already going 80, which is going to profit silver. And what silver should have done, or what it would have been better for silver to not sell this water, because nobody else is literally making water. So all the water you produce is going to be right there, and the price is rising, so it's extra money, extra value in water if he didn't sell this out. Okay. And what else are we seeing? Silver has dangerous amount of money, though it cannot do much at this point. The shadow can defend himself. Peasant does not have enough money to finish a buyout, so I would think about going to a better market or promising market. Chem is good, and in turn fuel is good, and yeah, they should be supporting their production. This is dangerous, though. If the price stays low like this will be great, but there's no guarantee. So you don't have to support your production if the price is cheap, but I recommend that they buy 100 or 2 of them, so that they have some buffer in case the price goes up. They can use the stockpile they have, and they don't have to buy just gotten expensive resource from the market. So buying this is great. and it also gives them a time to react when something goes up. They can get into it before their stockpile drains out. Silver is first to optimization, already optimizing oxygen and food. I don't like this choice because oxygen is not going to make much. So it's same amount of optimization, same amount of time and chemical invested, but oxygen gives you less from that. So I would like to see end production chemical would be great. It also means that they will have easier time producing chemical, in turn making it more smooth for them to optimize other resources. I don't mind the first pip in the other resources though. Okay, carry auction. Okay, Balontel is a second person to commit into optimization center, which is a great choice for an elite. And I would like to see their commitment, heavy commitment into chemical. And we are seeing exactly that. I would like to see that followed by chemical optimization. So yeah, this patent play from Peasant has resulted in him still being in HQ3, has patents, 3 patents secured, but Peasant does not have virtual reality, is using geothermal borehole, which is okay, but power is not great anymore. Yeah, at this point I would be consider buying 2 empty stocks in Peasant as silver, and I am not sure if what is a better choice between buying Melontail or buying Peasant as silver. I think buying Melontail makes some sense because you want to get the elite before they bloom, or they will have a runaway elite. Heavy commitment into chem, which is excellent. What should Lich Shadow do? Lich Shadow should optimize. Optimization is great. The prices are great on World. So where would they build optimization center? Because they have used all their claims. I wouldn't mind seeing replacing some of these solar condensers. Okay, Melantel now has more money than silver. Yeah, I think this elite is in a great advantage. Very great spot. Have a first bonus claim. Second is coming up soon. Okay, let's review productions. AG is not making much money anymore. Lich Shadow is making 1 space elevator and a lot of oxygen and some fuel. So reacting to this price, I think Lich Shadow should scrap this farm and go more heavily into fuel. The problem is Lich Shadow does not have carbon security. This is a big weakness, because if you don't have carbon, you get locked out in going into chem, electronics, or even building ion collectors. So always secure. I like to secure at least 1 tile for each resource. Commit more if you need more, but I would like to have at least one so that I don't get locked out into a certain market. It might be cheap at some point of the game, but it might not stay that way for the entire duration of the game. So if it's cheap, I just stockpile it, buy it, and later it might bump up, and that's a great profit, great investment. AG, can AG buy out? Not yet. I don't think they can buy out peasant, but they probably shouldn't. Let's Shadow finish the buy. So when someone buys out a sub, when someone gets a sub, the sub's debt is erased immediately, and then what they do is the AI automatically produces something. The AI does not use any black market item, and the money they make is going to be, I think it's 1% per stock. So they're going to sell all the resources they produce, and it's going to be their money stockpile. And the sub owner will get 1% of the money they owned transferred into their account per second. So with 10 stocks good, it's going to be 10% out of the peasant's money per second, and which usually results in 1k to 3k per second, depending on how well they're making money. Currently it's 0.6k in total, about in that range, but it's going to be better and better as the sub gets money, upgrade, and reacts to the market. Electronics is great now. I like AG making electronics, optimizing it. This Shadow is not making it, not optimizing it. Marlontel does not have it. So this is great. Let's review others' production. Oh, launch price. Launch price is okay. View is at 44k. This is great. So my recommendation or my tip is that when you have this launch and you see, oh, this is a great launch, fuel is a great launch, what you do is stop auto selling fuel, stockpile them, and auto launch fuel. So you get some safety in the stockpile, and also you get the best launch. Marlontel is getting into this Shadow, and this Shadow does not have any stock secured in Marlontel, and instead going for silver. I think this will result in making Marlontel greater advantage, because Marlontel will be able to take over the Shadow at some point, and that will mean that Marlontel will also secure the stock the Shadow has owned, about 2 of them or 3 of them. Actually, 1 or 2. So it's going to make silver much more difficult to contest Marlontel, even they have a lot of money. So 500k needed for Marlontel. The Shadow needs 400k. Silver needs a lot of money. Okay, excellent food production. But there's also excellent production. Yeah, being left out in optimization is resulting in a very low profit. The Shadow farm is making 100, and AG is making 300. Is it optimized? Yeah, it's optimized. although it's boosted. Just you have to think, consider it's a half. I mean, synthetic meat.
Pending market adjustments.
So yeah, the shadow looks grim. Lentil looks promising. And still, the chem price is still okay. It's not as great as electronics, but it's still great. So this optimization, ever since this was done, it has been paying off and paying off consistently. So this kind of optimization is the optimization you need to go for, and it's paying off right now.
The optimization center is online.
Wow, 4 optimization centers. Yeah, they can use that. They can do that. With the chem price going down, this is okay.
Market misinformation in progress.
Silver with 500k. What should silver do? I think what silver should do is there's nothing much silver can do unless they can buy Lichero or Malontel, and that's just buying Lichero does not going to give them a win because Lichero is not a good sub. But boss and buying Malontel is going to might give them the good profit, but problem is in that case Lichero already has almost enough to buy silver out, so it's tough. I think there's not a good way for silver to win.
An elite HQ has been upgraded.
So Lichero closing in to 9400%, 95. Silver is at 80, 81 to these players. And my Malontel is slowed down. I wonder what the reason is. I guess Malontel is not making optimized electronics. Silver's profit is mainly electronics. This shadow has 100% finished by on silver. So my Malontel needs 700k, this shadow needs 800k. This might actually work because this shadow does have a sub and this sub has been paying out. Let's see how much money. This shadow got 246k. Malontel has no sub, so they have to produce all the money on their own. They do have a lot of money. So, electronics is now great. Glass will be great. Metamine will be great. I don't like this Offworld though. Well, maybe it was okay, but this is very high price in aluminum. Okay, it looks like Malontel is closing in faster.
Optimization routine successful.
But who knows? Lichero himself is not making much, but their sub is doing great for them. 2.5k per second in total. So if Lichero wins this, it's sub's power.
The engineers have advanced our production.
Malontel is not making much fuel,
Black market is online.
but they do have enough fuel.
Our methods continue to improve.
Okay. Needs 400k, Lichero needs 300k. Offworld is still working. Malontel needs to transition out of this chem refinery, get into glass. They have to chase all the money they need to win this race. Water is good. Fuel is good. Glass is excellent. This is perfect glass. It's the lost opportunity. And the sub is making all this glass money. Yeah, let's shadow close it down now. 90, looking at 96%, 97, 98, 100. This shadow takes it. Yeah, the button comes in, and the shadow takes it. The power of the sub fueled the shadow's victory, and other players stalled out a bit much.